welcome back to TEW 2016, The Branding Solution, and we are here with Smackdown on the pay-per-view, on the show post-WrestleMania, which is got a few panic bookings because we only have 2 weeks until their solo pay-per-view, which is Vengeance, and this will be their first solo pay-per-view since pre-Royal Rumble, so they did have a big gap between their solo event. So we've got to start some storylines, and some of the matches are just going to be beginnings of feuds or the very last battles in feuds. And we've got pre-show action where we have a few more of the newer NXT people being used. And the big main event tonight, which will get revealed as the show continues. But we start with SAS picking up a victory with a D. These pre-show matches, my early bet is none of them will make it over a 50. Tsukushi wins a match. She's from the main card. Amy's from pre-show. It'll be more apparent to why she's here sooner. The New Midnights pick up yet another victory. They're right up to 50 now in ring performance, so they have come on leaps and bounds, and I think this could be the match of the pre-show. Kaylee Ray picks up another victory. Then we have the Jet Set picking up a victory. I think it's Jules Malone has no chemistry with anybody. Because every single one, she's terrible. They may even get rid of her sooner rather than later. And what I've been thinking of is the fact that we have now 1 year until WrestleMania again. I would like to pinpoint 5 talents I would like to move to the next level on each brand. So I have a short list of a few people. I'm going to go through them after the show. We then have Ludaka getting her main event victory here. Stop using her pre-show, she's main event. So is Nana, she's come up to the main of the game. Wants to not jump around as much. And our final pre-show match is Demi Bennett and Erin Knight picking up a victory as a tag team. So we've got a lot of the younger ones are called up. They're my next lot. I would say those two, Mary Dobson and Carmel Jacob even. But they're not quite on my list yet, which is disappointing. If they kick up a storm, they'll come on as sort of like enhancements to openers. Going into our main show, yes, we've used this one a lot. Bayley comes out and she grabs the mic. She tells the crowd how she let everybody down last night by not beating Sasha Banks for that women's championship. But she wants one more match, one more chance, which brings out Sasha Banks and Charlotte. Sasha holding that women's championship right up in Bayley's face, and Charlotte grabbing the mic, saying, well, you weren't the only one left disappointed last night. How about we do a deal, Bayley? Me and Sasha face you and Asuka, the winning team. So if me and Sasha win, I get another Intercontinental title shot. If you and Asuka somehow win, you get another shot at Sasha's belt. And Asuka comes out, grabs Bayley and says, deal. So we're going to go straight into this match, which was an 88, brilliant match. Sasha Banks defeats Bayley in this match. So we are officially going to have Charlotte versus Asuka for the Intercontinental Championship next. I'm not next, at the pay-per-view. Edge books that match now, so yeah. Nikki Cross has made her way to the main roster now, so she is one on this show that I really want to push to the roof and back. So I'm going to be trying to do a lot of just odd wins here and there for her 5-minute matches against either locals or my lower card people, which unfortunately Alexa Nicole is. She went to Wrestlers Court, so I always like to punish the Wrestlers Court people by making them lose a match on the card, which I think is fair. Not a great match, but we don't mind. The Forgotten Generation come out, and they say that we may have lost our titles, but we were never pinned last night. We are still the undefeated Women's Tag Team Champions, and we want our rematch at Vengeance. Which brings out Angel and Cheryl holding the gold, saying, "You want the gold? You got to beat the other team that weren't pinned last night." Which brings out Technically Flawless, Ruby Riott, and Taylor Hendricks. So we're going to have those two face each other. Winning team faces Bad and Beautiful for the tag titles. And the Forgotten Generation do pick up the win. Yeah, we had to sort of end their little run, Technically Flawless. I need them to have their rematch, and I already know who they're going to face next if they don't win the titles, or if they do win the titles. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to put them back on them yet, because they were such a great team. And they've had some great matches in the last couple of months. They beat Sasha and Charlotte in a tag team title match. So I'm happy to see where we feel we could go with this. We then have a video package hyping the New Midnight. Again, continuing to pump that tag team up. Maybe start doing a few other people this way. In another match that was kind of just put in there to fill some time, we have Latapa getting her main roster debut now. She picks up a win over Sinatra, which I think is fair enough. She looks dominant. I haven't seen her in real life, but she looks like she would be a bit dominant in the ring, so I'm going with that. Natalia then introduces her brand new feature. She has brought up these 6 young talent from NXT, and the idea is that she wants to try and make them the next big stars. A bit like the next superstar wrestling search type thing that they used to do, but with 6 women. I think they're all capable. I want to use all of them in these storylines, and Natalia's kind of playing the role as coach. We got one problem, and that's Tusaki with the translation, but we can work on that. It was never going to be the greatest set, let's face it. They're all coming up from NXT. They all have, I think the maximum is 30 for popularity. I think most of them are struggling to get over 20. So this is the idea, and we have a match. We give Tessa Blanchard a victory. The idea is just they're all going to have a few singles matches here and there. I'm hoping a few against the main roster, most of them against the NXT talents or local. But we're going to have to work to build them all up. Carmella has a celebration about winning her debut championship. This is the brand new title, as we said before, that once you've won, if you lose, you don't get a rematch, but you can cash in for a title match of your choosing at any, but you have to challenge. It can't be after they've been beat up, Money in the Bank style. So, but Levy Bates decides to crash the party. She's not happy that she got to be in this match. Probably Levy Bates got recruited into the 5-on-5, so she couldn't be in the debut, so she feels she could have won it if she was in it. We then find Edge sort of consoling Bayley about what happened earlier in the night. She says, "I can't believe I'm not going to be able to beat Sasha for that title." And Edge says, "There'll always be time for you to come back to the top. You can always win a title." anytime, any place. But as for tonight, we get to find out Sasha's next opponent, as we have a 25-woman battle royal to finish the show later. Not quite at the end of the show, but a bit of a hype on it. We then gave the Heartbreak Express a win. As I said, I'm trying to make my women's tag teams all sort of around the same sort of area on ratings. So they're not going to be great matches, but they'll do. And then Sasha says, "Oh, you're going to make me face one of 25 other women. Well, what's the big deal, Edge? I've beaten everybody you put in front of me. I'm sure I can beat anybody else you try to put in front of me." As Carmella isn't meant to be in this match, I don't want her in it. That's pretty much the simple reason. She beats Joyce O'Brien, and it was meant to cool the crowd, but it didn't really work. Great. We didn't have a video hyping the Charlotte and Asuka match. They both won't be in it either. And this is the risk match, I believe. Putting this as a main event is risky. 67. Okay, it wasn't great. Let's be honest. We gave Natalya the victory. I went with this because I want to try and give those young talent a little bit of a rub in the main picture. So I know we're only going to have a couple of weeks with this, but we're going to probably have Natalya and Sasha have a few promos around those young talents, hoping to rub off with popularity. The chances are Natalya is never going to win. It's kind of a reward for not having a match at WrestleMania either, because she could be in a debut match, didn't get recruited to the others. So she's kind of getting rewarded for her services. And I don't ever want to have a potential contender for Sasha's title. I would like it to be somebody who I could build the storyline up with, rather than just have over 2 shows, which is pretty much all I have. So we had some stinkers in this match. We had put Rosa Mendes in it. It's okay. It's not the greatest match, but afterwards Sasha comes down and just goes up to Natalya's face and holds the title high. It does what it needs to do. It's not going to be the most devastating Smackdown, but I feel after this pay-per-view we can start moving it into a new direction. So we'll see if we manage to scrape a 70-odd rating. This could be a 73. We actually gained popularity, which is quite surprising. I am satisfied with that. I feel, because we're rush booking everything, we don't really have any storylines with matches going into this pay-per-view, so we're going to have a few repeat matches, shall we say, I think. So, at the moment I've got 3 matches booked. They're all the title matches, which we know. We've got Asuka, Charlotte, we've got Generation Bad and Beautiful, and now Natalya, Sasha. So even Bayley's not in a match right now. So we'll head back to the main screen and see what else we have to work with. And we are back to the main screen, so let's check some news. We have the main story on there. Nothing of too much merit there, so let's check some of these. I've been signing a lot of developmental talent, like a lot of the rookies that came through. So I've just been signing all to see if any of them can become something special. It's not like too much detail. Probably should have just done this off camera, but never mind. As you see, there's a few more coming through. When we look at our news, Draker Young. Who is Draker Young? He's one of my referees. Fair enough. And how bad is this injury? I hate doing this. Why did I do it this way? I always go the other way. I'm going to work through it, so that's not too bad. So we're lucky. Nothing too serious again. As we knew from the last time, we had a lot of injuries come our way. If we went to medical, Freya should be back. The main reason we didn't see Mandy Leon is because of her injury. And Gail Kim back very soon, which is good to see. Paige is unhappy. What a surprise. She didn't win a battle royal. This match, don't worry. The debut title, the Intercontinental still highlighted. This is 60. And that's good considering nothing really happened in it. They're all kind of, I put them all sort of against each other. And Edge is in there because he's sort of promoting it. We will change a few things on there because Natalya needs to be in the women's title picture now. Who's hot? We have Banieri and Nia Jax. And not, it's the same old list. Never mind. So I said I was going to look at the ones I want to try and push to the next level. I'm probably just going to look at the Smackdown brand at the moment because it's not. I don't want to waste too much time. I want to try and make Aaliyah more of a heel than she is. Otherwise, we have the obvious ones. I have been pushing Carmella anyway, but I want to get her definitely to the next level. And the same for Ember Moon, I want to continue pushing her to the next. I want to get Evie up to the next level. I'm not too desperate for which one of them I'm going to look at. I want to see what I can do with this one because I've learned a lot more how big a name she is. The same with Kaylee Ray and Reve Bates. Udako is one of the picks because we get the Mexican popularity. I would like to push Mandy Leon to the next level. And it's meant to be quite a short list, but you know. I said about Nikki Cross, as we can see, since we've been using her a bit more, we can just have a quick look to see how she's come along. She was F, so instantly since she's been on the main card, she's gone up. So that's already good. I probably would like to get Ruby Riott to around the 50s or 60s. And Tessa Blanchard's probably my favourite for the next level. So this one's a lot more popular, but she speaks no English, which is going to be difficult, shall we say. Otherwise we're just the usual lot. If we were to just we'll pick Levy Bates and look at some of her skills and check some of the popularity. We know the big jump was from editing a few months ago. Well, that was the editing, just bumping her a little bit. But since then she has grown since we started pushing her a bit more. And as we look for skills, it's easy to go through here. Now we can see she's got more charisma now. She hasn't improved too much across the board there. Others, well, she's got better reputation now. But we can see from this we are slowly improving across the board here. Performance-wise has gone up, which is good. Physicals have also gone up in places. So she could be ready for the next level, so I'm happy with that. Otherwise, I'm going to just end this one here. I've got a few ideas for matches I want to put together, so I'm going to do that. And otherwise, we'll be back next time with Shockwave. So thank you for watching.